After two wonderful talks, I will be talking something other than the pharmacotherapy. And one of the important aspects of management of diabetes is the medical nutrition therapy. Previously, you used to say that diet control. Now we consider as a therapy because it is equally or probably more important than the pharmacotherapy. So I will discuss what are the goals of medical nutrition therapy and what is the role of a diabetic specific nutrition and what are the clinical evidence on the role of diabetic specific nutrition on glycemic control and glycemic variability. We all know that we had a very bad metabolic syndrome in our population, and unfortunately all the components of the metabolic syndrome like HbA1c, LDL, triglycerides and the blood pressures are poorly controlled in majority of our Indian populations. So what are the factors which affect the glycemic control badly? One of the most important factor is a poor glycemic control associated with the poor dietary control. So if you consider the adherence to the different therapy, including exercise, diet and exercise, food care, monitoring, smoking, or the tobacco usage, one of the most common non-adherent part of the diabetic management is the poor dietary control. So how actually the diet would help to control the sugar better? It will properly structured dietary plans would help to have the better weight, and we all know that we are all centrally obese. It will help to reduce the weight, specifically central obesity, glycemic control, and glucose insulin homeostasis. So what are the ADA standard of care says about the medical nutrition therapy? It says that it is throughout the course of diabetes should be aimed to have a structured weight loss plan is strongly recommended. Structured low calorie meal plans that include the meal replacements can be used not only for the weight loss but for the overall metabolic benefits. So what are the goals of medical nutrition therapy? Why actually medical nutrition therapy does not get a good adherence? Because we have a structured, we don't have a personalized diet plans. We have a printed diet plans which we give to everyone without considering their personal and cultural preferences. We focus mainly on the general aspects of the nutrition. We have to have the healthful eating patterns. We have to have the personalized approach, and we have to provide the practical tools. Everybody gets bored of the same food being taken every day. So we have to have the option depending upon their preference, how their preference can be changed to the healthy options, which is a tasty options also. Most of the time people consider that so-called diet is unhealthy, untasty, and most of the tasty food is unhealthy and most of the healthy food is not having a good taste. So we have to balance between taste and the health to have the proper and long-term compliance with the medical nutrition therapy. How much actually the medical nutrition therapy can change the different parameters of a metabolic syndrome, including the glycemic control? We can expect up to 2% reduction into the HbA1c, fasting plasma glucose loss up to 50 milligram, LDL loss of around 15%, triglyceride of around 8 to 10%. So we can have a healthier metabolic health with a good medical nutrition therapy. So what is a glycemia targeted specific nutrition in a diabetes management? So what is a glycemia targeted specialized nutrition for the diabetic patient or a diabetic specific nutrition? It can be used as a meal or a calorie replacement for a weight loss and improved glycemic control, or it can be used as a meal or a caloric supplement to augment the nutrition in undernourished or underweight individuals. So we can have a diabetic specific nutrition which can either have a whole day, which is a healthy diet by the patients, or we can replace or supplement the meals either completely or partially, or even the mid-morning snacks or the evening snacks as a component of the medical nutrition therapy. So what is the rationale of a diabetic specific nutrition to improve the glycemic control and improve the metabolic health? If you have the slowly digested carbohydrate which is rich in the fibers, which will have a low GI index, reducing the postprandial hyperglycemia, postprandial hypertriglyceridemia, significant reduction into the postprandial inflammatory markers. If you change from sucrose to the fructose, which will promote the glucose intake in the liver. If you change the fat from the saturated fat to the MUFA, and which will support the lipid levels, and you have the dietary fiber or the probiotic, which will have the healthy gut microbiota, which would improve the lipid profile and improve the overall health of the person. So we know that GLP-1 or incretin is one of the key factor how the glucose homeostasis is being done in the body, and what does the modulation of the diet does to the GLP secretions. If you have the slowly digested carbohydrate compared to rapidly absorbed carbohydrate, the slowly digested carbohydrate travel further down undigested to the distal part of small intestine, where there is a higher density of L cells, which you all know, which stimulate the rise in the GLP-1. The altered linkage of the carbohydrate structure lead to this slow digestion, and some of the different carbohydrates like sucromalt, fibrosols, and isomaltase does lead to significant increase into the GLP-1 secretions. So if you have the diabetic specific nutritions, it will reduce the carbohydrate levels by 35 to 40%. And if you have the different type of carbohydrate with low GI index with high fibers, which will have the different digestion and absorption profile, ultimately translated into better glucose insulin homeostasis. So what is the GLP response with the diabetic specific nutritions compared to oat meals and the no meals? So if the patient skips the meals versus have the meal breakfast which is rich in the oats, or we can have a glycemic targeted specialized nutritions, and which are all almost having a 200 calories, and we measure at 0, 30, 60, 90, 120 and 180 minutes the levels of the glucose, insulin and the GLP-1, and how actually it translates. The oat meals, which is supposed to be a healthier meal, it is a healthier meal, but if you compare the oatmeal breakfast with the diabetic specific nutrients, you can see that is better blood sugar profile and with a better insulin response, indirectly suggesting that the GLP under the curve with the diabetic specific nutrients is significantly higher compared to have the oatmeal as a breakfast. So it is objectively and subjectively studied that if you have a proper diabetic specific nutrients, it does not just have the glycemic control, but it improves the incretin and glucose insulin homeostasis in a better way. So what is the meta-analysis of the diabetic specific nutrient formulas? And you can see this is an analysis of around 23 studies of around 800 patients with a different oral or the tube feeding and type 2, type 1 and stress induced diabetes, and you see the different parameter like glycemic status, lipid status and insulin requirements. You can see that in a summary of this meta-analysis, diabetic specific formulas on a glycemic control reduces the postprandial sugars, the postprandial rise of the peak or the area under the curve significantly reduced, and several studies show significant reduction in the insulin requirements to the tune of 20 to 70% if the patient is having a diabetic specific nutrients. So we have knowing and we are moving from the fasting postprandial and A1C to have the glycemic variability which should be under control, and we now are moving to goal of having a time in range or reduction into the glycemic variability, because the acute glucose fluctuations or a glycemic variability is emerging risk factor for micro as well as the microvascular complications. And we all know that with the same HbA1c, patients might be fluctuating more if they have more glycemic variability compared to those who have more stable glycemic profile. So how can we lower the glycemic variability apart from the pharmacotherapy? If the person is having a low GI index meals, which is a strategical approach which will significantly reduce the postprandial surge which occurs after the meals, and in a way it will reduce the glycemic variability. And the patient is on a secretagogues or insulin, the chances of hypoglycemia also would be reduced because there will be less surge, so less need of a insulin or less need of the dose of the secretagogue if patient is on these two agents. So time in range is a very important emerging concepts, and we all know that with the same HbA1c, we want the patients to have more than 70% of their time into the time in range if the person is young. If the person is significantly obese or with a high risk, then we have more than 50% time into the time in range between 70 to 180 milligram percent. So what is the impact of the breakfast replacement with a liquid formula and its impact on the glycemic control? So this is around 123 newly diagnosed untreated type 2 diabetic patients who are, half of them are on just lifestyle intervention and half of them are, along with the lifestyle intervention, a meal replacement just at the time of the breakfast for the 4 weeks. And you can see just within the 4 weeks, you can see there is a significant reduction into the glycemic profile. The patient is following along with the lifestyle a structured breakfast meal, which is a diabetic specific nutrients, the significant improvement into the glycemic profile. So what is the Indian evidence with the diabetic specific nutrients? This is a study where around 120 patients were followed for 12 weeks, and if the patients are having a one meal replaced as a diabetic specific formulas compared to just a lifestyle modifications, and if you consider the baseline parameter of a different cofactors like a medications, change in the carbohydrate, protein and the fat percentage, even then just intervention with a one meal replacement in Indian population has a significant A1C drop of more than 0.5%, which is as good as adding a one agent. So what are the results of replacing one meal in a CGMS in a Indian populations? You can see the MAGE as well as the area under the curve in a male replaced patients is significantly better compared to patients with a lifestyle intervention only. So if I summarize, what are the advantage of the diabetic specific nutrients on a clinical parameters? First and foremost is a superior postprandial surge, which is significantly reduced if the patient has a diabetic specific nutrients or a diabetic specific diet. It reduces the HbA1c, it reduces the mean blood sugar, it improves the glycemic variability, it reduces the hyperglycemia, it reduces the chances of hypoglycemia also if the patient is on a secretagogue or an insulins. It increases the GLP-1, it reduces the body weight, it improves the lipids, it reduces the waist circumference, it improves the blood pressure, it reduces the insulin requirements, and dose of up-titration of anti-hyperglycemic medications is maintained or reduced, and overall cost of the healthcare resources, because it is showing a holistic approach for reduction into the central obesity, blood sugar profile, glycemic variability, lipid and the hypertension benefit. So ultimately it reduces the healthcare resources and the cost. So this is how actually we should consider diet, not just as a part of a printed printout and 2 minutes given to the patients that eat this and don't eat this. Most of the patients consider that I don't eat sweets, so I am following the diet. So most of the time people have a misconception about the nutrition therapy. So it is our endeavor that specifically at the first time of consultation, first take the history about the dietary preferences and dietary habits and have a individualized, personalized approach, specifically reducing the fat and the rapidly absorbed carbohydrate to the slowly absorbed carbohydrate, improve the dietary fibers, have the healthy foods in the intermittent snacks and reduce the saturated fat intake, have the healthy exercise and diet, and it will have a good response for overall diabetic as well as the metabolic benefit. So if I summarize, diabetic specific nutrition supplements can improve overall glycemic control, weight, and improves the lipid profiles, significant improvement into the glycemic variability, and in future it will reduce the diabetic related morbidity as well as the mortality. Thank you very much for your patience hearing.